who talks about Armada 2.0, I swear to God I will come for you.
Saying that they are surprise mechanics, and people love surprises.
To get a Bane Blade, the plastic Bane Blade, to sell in the store at ROE Games, 19 Park Lane, Havelock. Come by, see us.
Aoski here, and this is By the Numbers.
This week we're going to be going over character creation for Wrath and Glory.
My name is Keith, or you can call me ArmorBoy21. That's my gaming deck. Today we're going to go over D&D.
Oh, hello there.
Your armor, sir?
Whoa!
You take 7 points of damage.
Alright guys, we're rocking out really hard tonight. So what we got going on is Grease.
There will be swearing and or shenanigans of the adult nature.
God damn it!
Alright, good evening everyone, and welcome to another edition of Gamer Interrupted, live on Twitch. And we're doing something a little different tonight too. We are live on Instagram, on my personal Instagram at AJ East Coast. So shout out to the guys joining us on Instagram and the guys on live on Twitch. If you'd like to join us from Instagram, you can go to twitch.tv/enterthegameractual. And tonight, guys, my name is AJ East Coast. I am your host. Of course, I've got with me Griffin. The Griffin has landed, and my guest tonight is Big Duke. He goes by Laceration here on Twitch. We had him over on, if you guys are familiar with me, over at the Tag Out podcast. Big Duke came on as he is a professional wrestler. Is that right, Big Duke?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so he's out of Vegas. You guys definitely check that interview out on the Tag Out podcast. It was great. Me and Jeremy sat down with Big Duke, and on that interview, you mentioned that you were a Twitch streamer. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Twitch streamer. My page is Laceration with a 3 instead of the E.
Yeah.
You catch me there. On the road to being an affiliate and stuff. So yeah, man, it's been a great journey so far, and I'm excited for it. Fun. Playing video games.
Griffin, how are you doing? Have you settled in with that catchphrase I've made for you yet?
No, never. I probably never will.
Oh, man. So what's going on with you, Griff? What's new?
Oh, man, just trying to get out of the military, that's all. You've been there. You know how it is.
I know how it is.
Dodging bullets and everything like that. Not actual bullets, cold.
Dodging, you're dodging coronavirus bullets because you, yeah.
You got a pain in my ass, but I'm trying.
The VA keeps telling me I got to go get vaccinated. I guess it's just time to do it. Whatever.
Might as well.
Yeah.
They're only gonna make it mandatory somewhere down the road.
How's your VR streams going?
They're doing pretty good. The Oculus, it's like I told you guys before, the Oculus is a pretty good little object instead of getting because what we're going to talk about tonight. The PS5 is nowhere to be found, so I just got bored and I bought Oculus. One of the best things I bought. So much fun. I can lay in bed, watch movies. I can play shooters and realism. If you ever played Onward or if you see me play Onward, it's pretty fun. The streams, by far, they're doing good. Facebook streaming platform has really stepped up their game. There's a lot of viewers, a lot of content, and there's common sense because you're scrolling through the feed. And I know everybody's getting those random-ass live streams on their news feed because I know it annoys me sometimes.
That's right. So what do you mean you can lay in bed and watch movies?
So with the Oculus, we've never talked about Oculus on here, but I'm kind of excited to talk about it just a little bit. Yeah, dude, the Oculus, like literally I have it right here, look. Nice little Oculus right here.
Nice.
You just put that on your head, you kind of look funny while you're wearing it, but it's okay. Dude, you can do so much with this thing. I jumped out of airplanes in it, got motion sickness, put it down really quickly. I do MMA, so like I was like playing with it. There's got a boxing game in there, so I was like, dude, I'm just about to just run through everybody on this, and I got my ass knocked out on it. It's pretty fun.
Well, it's head. A lot of you can. Yeah. It's it recognizes your head motion. Is that correct?
I don't think it recognizes your head motion per se. Now, when you pivot around, like when you do your footwork, it will recognize your footwork. So if you're moving around your opponent, you can move and maneuver a little bit.
Right.
I tried ducking down a little bit and whatnot. It kind of works, but the one I'm talking about is called the Thrill of the Fight. Not
Thrill of the Fight.
It was pretty bad, but Thrill of the Fight is really fun. If you have an Oculus Quest 2, go check it out. It's only $10. And I'll tell you the main reason I got that game, AJ, was because I don't go to like the MMA underground anymore. All I do is I go train on the heavy bag, and then I just put that Oculus on, and I get a workout in. Like, it's pretty easy.
Doing work, man. Double work. That's awesome. Video game working out and real life working out at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, Big Duke, we've got some comments in the chat for you. Hit Machine CJ says, "Go Duke." And Easy KH says Duke. So for those of us that haven't heard the podcast on the professional wrestling stream, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you do, man.
Oh man, so as you know, I'm the Deviant Lawrence, 1/4 of the most dominant faction in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tennessee Scumbags. Of course, professional wrestler. We all know that. I've been traveling around to from here, from Vegas to Utah, getting bookings in California, from Fresno and Sacramento. So I'm expanding a lot more now. I've come from a long family of athletes, so this is something that has to be done. It's something that I do, So coming down from like my father being an Olympian for wrestling, and my uncle playing for the Lions. The list goes on and on. But originally I'm from Rose Park, Illinois, born in the Godlip Hospital. I was a military brat growing up, so I was...
Oh, so we know, the moving around, we understand.
So it was like, it kind of like, I know people say that it was rough for their childhood, but it kind of helped me, especially growing up, because it made me not get too attached to like friends and stuff that easily.
Okay.
So like growing up, it's because it's like, okay, as a kid growing up, like of course I made some friends, but then again I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day I may not be here that long. So I mean, okay, cool. If we're cool, we're cool. If not, then okay. But
is that kind of where the gaming hobby, I should say, started around that time?
Oh man, I was brought in on games. Like the very first system I played that I could actually remember in my head, could have been before this one, was the original NES.
Yeah, I love it.
But that was the first one I played. I played other ones before that, but that was the first game system I've ever played. But it brought me up to that. So Mario is very huge and stuff. Regardless if it was like Super Mario Brothers or like going more towards like Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart or whatever. So it was a lot of like games. Like, we had a lot of game stuff too, and Mortal Kombat was a huge one for us too.
Okay,
I have 3 other siblings, so like growing up, we had a rough childhood because of games. But I mean, we were kids, we were having fun. So we would play Mortal Kombat, and my older brother would like get some like arm gear or whatever. He would dress up as Jax, and he would always want to be the one finding us. And if he found us, he could literally just like grab us and just beat us up, whatever, and like it punches our chest. And yeah, it was fun. It hurt, but it was fun. So But games have been heavily in my family for like years.
So it seems like at Griffin, video games, we got games and wrestling all in one cultivation, and here we are with Laceration, Big Duke. Well, if any of y'all have any more questions for Duke or Griffin or anyone tonight, please put them in the chat. We'll do our best to get to them. It can be about professional wrestling, it can be about video games. We've talked about both on both of podcasts now. But tonight we're gonna, for those of y'all that aren't familiar, it's gonna be a lot of news, and we wanted to invite Duke to come on the show with us and give his opinions on games and give the thoughts and everything that we've got for the topics for the week. And I figured we start off with one of the bigger ones, and it'd be fitting because we got Duke here, professional wrestler. and a content creator with professional wrestling video games. So I'm referring to WWE 2K22. They released a trailer. It is coming out. And they released it with Rey Mysterio. He's in it. Says potential gameplay footage. It looks all right. It looks definitely better than what the bullshit we got last year. But for me, and I know, Duke, you could probably say the same, I stayed away from 2K20, and I've only been doing 2K19, and that's it, because 2K20 just not playable, Griffin. Not at all.
I think we already did a review about that one.
We did.
It was bad. It was like playing 2K20. It's like if you body slam somebody and literally they bounce up off the ground to their feet again, and it's just like now I gotta use my reversals just to counteract. It's dumb. You got like, you know, people glitching outside of the ring while they're inside. They're like in midair or stuff, and the mat is like down here. Oh yeah.
I swear to God, the game was doing it on purpose. Like, there'd be parts of the match, like, you finally got to play something, you're like, oh, here we go. You start playing a little bit, and then out of nowhere, the game, that's it. You cut out. Can't do anything. There's, like, the referee one time I was playing it, the referee refused to make a pinfall. They'd be sitting there with their legs up the whole time. He just standing there like...
He would just stand there, like, literally, like he just forgot what he was doing. Like, this... Man, but the weird part about that, though, it's funny because before I got into pro wrestling, I'm like, man, like, all you have to do is do your job is count. And then you actually do the same thing in professional wrestling in real life. Like,
right.
Referees just sit there just watching the match. And you gotta look up, like, bro, like...
Stop spacing out, man. Oh, man. Well, what are you guys' thoughts about, you know, the upcoming game? We don't have a lot of information, first of all. We've only got... you know, the trailer so far, and definitely that it's coming. And a little bit for me, it seemed like WWE, maybe with a little bit of tail between their legs, had to hurry up and run because AEW video game is coming out, and they've talked a lot about it, and that it's going to come eventually. So we haven't had a solid professional wrestling game in the last couple years. What do you think, guys?
I'll let you go first, Griff.
Alright. We're going to save the best for last for this one, right? I previously told you guys I don't really play that much wrestling games anymore. I've tried them. When they were free on the PS Now and stuff like that. I think I was telling you guys about 2K19. Didn't like it. But the games I did play, and I mentioned back in the streams that we've done previously, was SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Absolutely.
Like bread and butter for any wrestling game there is. Like,
absolutely.
Amazing. You know, I remember going over to my friend's house at the time. We would go over there, beat up on the ref. You can do almost anything in that game, right? You know, you didn't really fight each other. You just beat up on the ref together and see what all you can do.
That's true.
And countless hours playing that. And if 2K20 is anything, or 2K22 is anything like this one, like SmackDown vs. Raw, I'm pretty sure I'll call it like a redemption. But the outlook, I'm not getting a positive outlook right now because, as you can see in the past, you know, they're not doing too well with it. And like I said, man, I've just never touched a game that much like that afterwards.
Well, it's hard to even trust them after the bullshit that they put out. You know, it's like you go, you get food poisoning at that restaurant, but you know, maybe they've got really good margaritas. Do you go back for that margarita, risk that you had the food poisoning prior? You know, that's how I see it now. Do I want to pop? Can I trust them? Because they pushed to the moon the marketing for 2K20, to the moon, especially because Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, was so hot at the time, and they were using him. It was right around Halloween. They were pushing trailers, this scary theme. It looked really cool. It looked like a lot of fun. People were getting ready to play this thing. You remember that, Duke? And then they even released like a huge collector's editions, things like that. And then people played it, and you're like, "Are you kidding me?" I remember I was watching a content creator that I watched. He got to play the developer version of it. He was playing with it, and he was like, "I don't know what you guys want me to say here, but I can't give a good review about this game." And for me, the same. I could not find anything positive. I literally played it for probably about 5 minutes and then deleted it. So, I don't know. What do you think, Duke?
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to grab some some popcorn because it's about to be a bumpy ride.
Uh-oh.
Me personally, it's not my fact of it being like the WWE games. It's the company.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with 2K, and I'm sure some of the viewers that who've played any of the 2K games could like fully agree. 2K has been going on the downhill, mainly because like I even play NBA 2K, and there's been issues or like glitchy moves and stuff like that, or server issues and stuff, which they don't fix. They keep adding in more stuff, you know, to kind of like mediate, you know, the aggro on the servers and the gameplay, the trash gameplay, instead of going back and like patching them. Like, okay, you know what? That's a bug we need to fix. That's another bug we need to fix. But they just keep doing the same thing. Like, oh, we got more DLC, you know? So yeah, have at that. And there's some more DLC, and we're trying to tell them like, yo, no, fix your game first. We'll still get the DLC. Just fix this first. Another thing
that always seems to be the damn problem. Fix the fucking problem the first time.
Yeah, so my thing is like, I'm not really worried too concerned about it and stuff. I'm more hyped to see about what this AEW game was looking like. Mainly because it's not made by 2K, so I definitely want to see how that goes.
Oh yeah.
I was really hoping, because I heard rumors that THQ was going to be doing like the new WWE game, but as we could tell, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
But I was hoping for it because THQ was doing SmackDown vs. Raw, and I was like the golden ages. Like,
well,
all the SmackDown that was the golden ages, and then once they switched to WWE 2K, it was just that's it.
It was no longer the golden age. It was the shitty age.
Yeah.
The 2K age.
It's 2K. That's all it is, man.
Well,
I'm gonna say it's the wrestling game, or whatever. It's just 2K.
Aesthetically, and technically, and just pretty much everything needs to be reworked and finished, and make sure that it's actually, at least make sure that the WWE superstars that are walking out of the ring have clothes on, or a face even, not just floating eyeballs. At least do something. Make sure that you hired a bunch of beta testers to play the damn game this time, and also freaking make sure that, you know, that the thing actually works, that people can play it, and make sure that it is fun. That's the one thing that's been missing from wrestling video games for a long time is fun. And like Griffin was saying earlier, those were so much fun. 2006, 2007, people played them, you know, even if they weren't wrestling fans. Even
that was one of the games to get.
Yes, that was one of the, it's revered as one of the better games of all time, regardless of the fact of it being a wrestling game or not. Easy KH in the chat says WWE 2K22 need to make sure that my career is back to normal like 2K17, the last good WWE 2K is what he's saying. So he says 2K17 is his good WWE 2K game, or he says at least go back to doing things like SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. And I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Yeah. The past 2Ks, bring back the SmackDown vs. Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Even look, let me break it down to you. SmackDown vs. Raw compared to 2K, like SmackDown vs. Raw like pulled you in. Like even the storylines, they were just so like entertaining and engaging. Like you were sitting there like, oh, it's not like what's about to happen next. Like it was just like the storylines were good, and it went over to 2K. And I mean, it was just like the storylines were okay, and the gameplay was just like okay. we stuck to that because there was nothing else like really to play. Like, you know, like there was no other wrestling games, so we were just like, okay,
no other competition. No.
Here's 2K. It kind of just sucked. Like that was it. Like once THQ was done with it, like I was heartbroken because. Like the graphics are still good. Like if you look back on it now, like years ago, like the graphics were ahead of its time.
It still looks pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's dope. I really want to like do a stream off of that too, and just like talk about it too. It's something that was ahead of our time for sure. But I want to go back to that.
Well, you might be able to, because Griffin and I talked about last week about a lot of the cross platform, or not the what do you call it? backwards compatibility of the Xbox games, we might be able to throw in SmackDown versus Raw. Well, hopefully, we'll see if it's on the list. We'll try to make it on the list at least. I think the Xbox guys are realizing what fans want, what fans have done in the past with the popular stuff from the couple last 2 decades, and really putting it on the Game Pass and backwards compatibility. It's awesome what they're doing right there first. I mean, Griffin can talk all day long about the Game Pass, and, I think it's really good what they're doing over with that, especially if you're able to do things like bring back games like SmackDown versus Raw 07.
I don't even have an Xbox anymore. I sold it. I miss the Game Pass, man. The
Damn.
Game Pass is so good. $10 a month.
Mm-hmm.
$10 a month, you can play good ass titles for $10 a month as much as you want.
And also to mention Xbox now, the next gen, they also have the developers mode.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally play games, like pretty much, I wouldn't say any game, but from any system. It's weird to say, but if you look it up, there's videos of like people playing like their Xbox like One X or S or whatever, and they're literally playing like PlayStation games or PlayStation 2 games.
So I had no idea about this. Hold on now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be deciding factor right here. Hold on.
You gotta have to look at it. It's really dope. And like this is like I actually when you're talking about Facebook gaming and stuff, the streams, I literally came across a guy that was streaming. He was playing Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. That was a PS2 game, and he was playing that and streaming it and stuff too. And I was like, oh, that's awesome! Like I want to do that. Shaolin Monks is another game that was ahead of this time, but I'm not gonna get into that.
I told everybody, man, I can't play Mortal. I get too mad at Mortal Kombat. I get my ass kicked every time playing it.
Oh,
Terrible.
I love it.
Well,
Dragon Ball Z over here.
I'm hoping that.
Dude, Budokai.
Hey, man, they bring that back on Xbox. I'll damn sure get an Xbox, man. They put that on Game Pass.
I'll look it up for you. I'll look it up for you.
Well, I'm definitely hoping that 2K22 is at least playable, that it's fun at least, and we'll see what happens. It's like we said, it's a risky road to walk on. It's a shaky bridge, but hopefully the other side is positive. But so real quick before we move on to our next topic, Duke, tell us a little bit about your Twitch stream, like things that you do on there, and the interaction that you have.
Yeah. Okay. Man, my Twitch stream is like, I have my Twitch stream. You ain't gonna see me being like some super exceptional gamer or whatever. Like people like, I don't like to mention their names, but like Ninja and other people like that. I don't really like Ninja. One of my like streaming idols, without disrespect, because I just love how entertaining he is. Like really good.
Of course, yeah.
So cool at games, but he's just so entertaining, and that's what I like my channel. Is that when I play, like I'm playing with my friends, and we're all chilling, vibing and stuff. We'll crack jokes at each other, or if we get real serious, like I was telling you in the other podcast with WWE. Me and some of my friends will get real serious, and like we'll go on the party just talking smack. Like, man, you know what? If we was to hop on this game, you wouldn't touch me, and I'll be like, okay, bet. Like you want to do that on the stream, and you get that consent first, and we'll play. But my channel was just very entertaining. There are some games that I believe that I am, I like to say above average. I'm not super exceptional at it, whatever, but I am pretty good at some games. So like certain games like Paladins, that's made by like High Rec Studios and stuff, the creators of Smite, and just different games. So like my top games I played, WWE 2K19. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I'm usually on Warzone a lot, and Paladins, and I do Outriders now since the game just came out. It's still cold, but yeah, man, it's just a place where you can have fun, laugh, watch some good gameplay and stuff too. Ask questions. I like interacting with everybody. So if you ever join the stream, whatever, I always immediately look at who joined. Or if I can't really see, I'll have you type something in the comments, whatever. Then I shout you out and all that. Yeah, and sometimes I do giveaways too. Like,
okay, all right.
On my road to affiliate, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So once I hit affiliate, I'll be doing a giveaway for the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil Village. So once that happens, I'll be doing a giveaway for that and stuff. So, but yeah, that's just what my stream consists of, man. It's just having a good time, having some laughs, whatever. Watching me do the damn thing. That's it.
It sounds like a good time, man. Good focus on community and interaction. I mean, Griffin can attest to that. That's what we love to focus with Enter the Gamers. And you mentioned a lot of games that, Warzone, things like that people are enjoying. And people love to watch that game even when they're not playing it. They just love to watch streamers play it. They love to watch, what happens. It's different all the time.
Yeah, we're stuck in the Battle Royale era.
Right.
all
that is correct.
We're stuck in that shit, So, but yeah, I mean, I try to do games that I like, but on top of that, I like to do games that the viewers like as well. So I try to mix it up every now and then. I don't want to keep it one-sided, So, me personally, I'm not the best at Call of Duty when it comes to shooting. So,
right.
I'm the coldest support player ever. So if you need me to take the bullets, whatever, like with the riot shield, I can do that. You need bullets, I got
you. Need Duke to protect you. You got it.
If you need a support, I am the coldest support player on Call of Duty, period. And I could definitely put money on that. So yeah, if you need a good support player on Call of Duty, you need somebody to tag something, I got you. But asking me to clutch a 1v4, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, it's not happening. I couldn't agree with you there. It ain't happening for me neither. Well, you did mention Resident Evil, and Griffin, me and you have talked about this before. So I think when we brought this topic up earlier this year, we brought up that it was just a rumor, but we do have confirmation now with the Resident Evil TV series. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about tonight, the Resident Evil TV series. I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool. I looked up some information about it today. And not only mention that, they're pushing out a lot of new content that they're focusing on coming out. It almost seems like they're making up for what was lacking during the pandemic.
Dude, Resident Evil, I won't say Resident Evil went to I don't want to say the game died because it didn't die. Resident Evil went into a fucking coma. And I'm a hardcore Resident Evil player, dude. I fucking played the shit out of Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2. I remember I was grounded. I think I was in like, 6th grade, 7th grade. I did something dumb at school when Resident Evil 5 came out. My punishment was I couldn't buy Resident Evil 5.
You couldn't get Resident Evil.
Yeah. My dad, he was like, hey, go ahead and get it. Damn, motherfucker tricked me, man. He said, hey, you can go ahead and get it. So I went up there, bought it, played it right in front of me. I said, God damn it, Dad. Bruh, so check it. Resident Evil 4, great. Resident Evil 5, good. I like the co-op, great. Resident Evil 6, we're not even gonna talk about. Holy hell, that shit was terrible. But
Resident Evil 6, not good.
A lot of disease in the genre, little disease. Resident Evil 7, scary as shit. I didn't even finish it. It was so fucking scary.
Yeah, that was a hardcore one.
They went on all these little journeys in between all these Resident Evil main titles, like Resident Evil Revelations, Umbrella Corps, all this stuff. They're trying to do some more stuff. And I'm not understanding this because I still haven't beaten Revelations. I got lost in it. But my thing is Resident Evil is an untapped source. Like, they had so much more production to give out because they had a huge fan base at the time of Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5. They had such a big fan base. No one capitalized off that. And so that's why I say it intentionally it went into a coma for maybe like 5 or 6 years. You didn't really hear much about in the Resident Evil news. You had like remasters and whatnot, but remasters are just remasters.
I enjoyed the Resident Evil 2 remaster. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Remasters can be fun.
Yeah.
But remasters, like, give us something new, unexpected, show us what you can do with all these tools and whatnot.
Need something, yeah.
Now seeing that someone started to realize this, they're building a TV show. The TV show, in my opinion, should have been built maybe like 3 years ago. What did they do to The Witcher? The Witcher, they made a TV show out of The Witcher. It was a top hit.
That was amazing, too. The Witcher, yeah.
They should have been doing this. So I'm excited to see, we're finally arrived at the destination. We'll see what happens. I imagine it's going to be a great fucking TV show. And I imagine I'm going to end up binge watching it. And you ain't going to see me for a few fucking months, apparently.
Well, the Resident Evil TV series, it's called Infinite Darkness. It is coming to Netflix. And if it's like Griffin was saying, if it's anything like, what they did with The Witcher, they're going to blow it out of the water because there's just so much content. They have the ability to do incredible things with their production, especially when it comes to horror. They have to focus. You have to be careful with this one. You can't make it cheesy. You can't make it too intense, because then like people stop playing the game. People are going to stop not watch the show either. But with Netflix, they've proved that they can do horror in a very different way, especially with the non-English horror movies, especially the Spanish-speaking ones that they've come out with are very, very intense. Myself have watched them, and my other Spanish-speaking friends have watched it, and they're very intense movies. So they can possibly do the same stuff here with Resident Evil, and they have to do something justice. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that Netflix is going to do a good job with this. How do you feel, Duke?
Oh man. Well, first things first. This is animated, or are we talking live action?
I believe it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to be animated. Yeah, it is animated series. Yep.
Then I think they'll do a good job.
Oh yeah.
I've seen so many like animated Resident Evil series, and they look really good. Not even gonna lie. I hopefully they stray away from the movies.
Yeah, little goofy, little overly 2000s Hollywood. The movies.
Yeah. So if they include like people like Leon and Chris Redfield and stuff like that, I'll immediately watch it. But if they do rest of the spinoff and they don't at least have like one of those main characters in it,
oh god,
then I'm gonna be like, okay, like what's going on?
You don't ruin it at that point.
You've got to have at least one of the main characters. I don't care if it's even if it's Jill Valentine, I'll still take it. But you got to at least have one of them.
I'm gonna request Ada's got to be there.
You've got to have the significance. Yeah.
Ada has to.
Ada Wong definitely has to. She played a big role in the gaming series.
Exactly.
And that's what people don't realize. Even though we don't really like 6, but she was in there a lot.
She was.
Yeah.
She was in the background of all of it.
So they definitely got to include her. If they, I can get my hopes up, and I don't want to be disappointed.
See, what I'm really excited about.
What should do, AJ? A Fallout show.
Yeah.
My opinion, same thing. 76, piece of shit.
A series would be good.
You throw out another damn game of Fallout, and you throw a TV series right behind it. Shit, I'll watch. I'll tune in for it.
I'll do that too. A Fallout series would be absolutely incredible, especially live action. They could do so much, but
Netflix listening.
Yeah,
pay us something.
Please, Netflix.
Idea, right?
Yeah, we always say that. But no, with they've proved also that they can handle animation. Now that we've brought up the animation, because if you guys remember Love, Death, and Robots. That was so well done as well. So they have the resume there for it when it comes to the animated films and movies and TV series. So what I hope they do is they take their time with it. Release it slowly, one by one. Let people relish in it a little bit. Don't bring it all at once. But I don't doubt that it's going to be great. Especially I'm excited to see the horror aspect of the animation, what they're able to do with this, with the horror to differentiate from the video game horror. Yeah. In the Easy KH says TV series. What? Yep, that's right. The trailer is available. You can see the trailer on there. It came out actually earlier today, this afternoon. So the trailer is there. And speaking of more stuff that is coming out in the film and TV series section, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is going to come out. So after the pretty decent, okay success that it had, even though it came with the rocky start, if you guys remember a couple years ago with the awful concept of Sonic that came out, the animated, good lord, that was...
that was the start of memeing shit online on a social platform to get shit to change.
The nerds bullied an entire film studio to be able to
rewrite this character in.
I'll be honest with y'all, I still have not seen the movie. I did not see it yet.
Me either.
I didn't want to see it because of the fact that there was so much drama around it. It was just like, bro, I don't even want to see this.
Right.
It's off, bro, yeah.
For me, with all this nostalgia shit, I don't want them to ruin the memories that I have, the good memories of Sonic. I don't want that to be overshadowed by something bad, but it did decent enough, and it's done it pretty well in the market that it's now we've got a sequel, and, you know, I'm not sure what the story would be here. Please put in Shadow or some of the other, you know, hedgehogs. That'd be awesome, you know.
Shadow is cold. He is cold.
I love that game. The Shadow game, amazing.
You know, man, it's like how they could fuck up Pac-Man. You know, we over here looking at Pac-Man and a Pac-Man movie all fucked up and shit.
Oh, man.
Well, and another video game movie that is coming out, they've started production on another Super Mario Brothers movie. Not related to that thing that came out way long ago. You know what I'm saying? Not related to that thing that I think that happened before the millennial, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember as a kid finding that little VHS in like a collection of the box of VHS movies. Yes, I'm dating myself with that. That was a very old school thing they used to do. You used to have like a tub of VHS movies where you had a whole wall of them. You know, now you've got your Amazon Fire Stick and your Apple Stick, got the whole collection of the movies. But Netflix, yeah. But yeah, I remember finding that movie, and even as a little kid, that Super Mario Brothers movie, I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
It was weird because it was like, that's not good. Growing up as a kid, I'm sitting there watching like, that's not what I played. So it was weird, man. Like, I just want, I know they want to make it different, but make it still like, that's my thing with games that turn into movies. Make it somewhat like the same. It doesn't have to exactly be the same as what we're playing or whatever, but make it some sort of like similar, you know? Like there's for instance, since we're going into the movies and stuff, there's one of the movies that's going to come out, Mortal Kombat.
Yes, we talked about it last week. We're excited. HBO Max next week. Yeah. Oh, hell yes.
There's been so many different backstories with it, you know? And it's like, okay, you think about like regular Mortal Kombat and then Annihilation, and it's just like, it was so many backstories. Okay, speaking of that, with Annihilation, so that's when Jax was introduced, whatever, right? And they were doing an experiment, but like the metal arms or whatever were just like covers for the stuff. But then now you got this one where we're seeing the trailer and we seeing that, you know, Sub-Zero's and just whoop Jax's ass, and you know, and even inside of the games, they were saying that Ermac was the one that fucked him up, you know. There's a whole bunch of different like spin-offs, and we're sitting here wondering like, okay, what the hell really happened, like, you know? So, but that's just my thing. If it's gonna be a game turned into a movie, and let's just get one storyline or something similar and just put it together instead of having multiple different storylines that we're trying to fight over which one's the right one.
Well, I hope that you know, use the first Super Mario Brothers movie as a reference of things not to do and just do everything else and make it, you know, not that game. And a lot of different things have come through Mario since that time frame, the last 25 years-ish. You know, you could choose, there's a lot of stuff that you can choose to focus around, but I just think that, you know, finally seeing a really good physical representation of the Mario Brothers would be something really cool, especially for the next generation coming on, and to have that imagination, you know, bring Mario away from the cartoon and onto someone else, allow a person to be Mario. You know, it's kind of like when we found when Darth Vader removed his helmet and we saw, you know, it made it more personable. Now, if we do this with the Super Mario Brothers movies, I think a lot of people connect to it. How do you feel, Griffin?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Reggie. I didn't even know Super Mario had a damn movie, man. I guess
the old one you didn't know.
This is maybe a little bit before my time.
Well, I mean, you're a couple years younger than me, so when I found it, it had already been out for a little bit too.
Probably, dude. I've probably never seen it in my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can say something on video game movies. Look in the past. Look at the Pokemon movie. Look at the goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We just got done talking about it. My main one is look at the damn Dragon Ball. I don't remember the damn abbreviation after it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. There's been a consistent lines of fuck ups And let me save myself real quick. The Pokemon movie was pretty good. I did enjoy it. All right, it was kind of cool.
Don't talk shit on Pokemon 2000. That was amazing.
But the other two, as far as the other two, I don't know, man. They have a lot of things they can pull from to learn what not to do, as you were saying. They have a lot of movies. They have a lot of feedback from movies. So I guess the ballpark is the ball's in their fucking court. Don't fuck it up.
And also listen to the fans too. If this time around, now that we have the internet, I'm sure.
I do agree that the damn movies that come out should correlate with the video game to a certain aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going out there to rescue Princess Peach, right? And then fucking Princess Peach is rescued by Bowser, what kind of sense does that make, right?
Right.
Like, hold on. Was this even fucking Mario now?
Don't change things. Yeah. Don't break don't break things that don't need to be broken. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Super Mario. We'll see. They have, like Griffin said, they have some stuff to go off. Listen to the fans. I'm sure if we had the internet all those years ago, Duke, you know, things might have been different with that movie. But moving on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, talking a little bit, I guess we can go talk about that time frame, you know, the early or late 90s, early 2000s. We had GoldenEye. GoldenEye really was the first battle royale, one of the best shooters ever, one of the best multiplayer shooters ever. Great game. Fucking wonderful game. And so many things, you know, as for me as a game designer, learning about this game, so many things have come from this game. This was like the bar that people set, you know, for shooting, and from then on, game developers needed to meet that bar. Well, someone filed a new GoldenEye trademark, and people are thinking, guys, that it may be that there's another GoldenEye game coming.
Dude, this has been on my mind. It's kind of weird because the subjects that we discuss on a weekly basis kind of correlate with like what I talk to my friends and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And we've all been saying for like the past month, like, when is there going to be a new James Bond game? Like, we need a new James Bond game. It's been a very long time since we had a damn good James Bond game. I think the last one was like, somewhere in the 2010s, somewhere in there. And that was on the PS2, I believe. My memory's wrong. I think the last one was released on the PlayStation 2. Dude, they should put out a new James Bond goddamn game. I know they're making a new movie, but they need to make a new goddamn game, man. I want to play as James Bond again.
It's been a long time.
It has, a very long time.
There was a GameCube James Bond game that I really enjoyed. I don't remember the name of it.
Talking about too. I can't remember the name of it. But
say again, Laceration?
Die Another Day, I believe.
It might have been Die Another Day, yeah. Or
the only thing I remember about this is you could shoot your wristwatch up to the hot air balloon. That's the only thing I can remember about it.
Mm-hmm. I remember most significantly in that game, there was a mission that you had to do where you had to find a secret entrance, and the hint that you had was it said for Queen and Country. And I remember just walking around for like probably about 40 minutes trying to figure out what the hell this entrance was, and then I saw the British flag right on the corner, and I walked up to it, and you had to like shoot it or something, and it opened, and I was like, that's pretty cool. That's smart, that's pretty brilliant. I enjoy that, and I miss that kind of stuff. So man, a new GoldenEye game, that would be incredible. Duke, I'm sure you spent a lot of time on GoldenEye.
Man, oh my god, GoldenEye was like whenever we got home from school, that's what we settled our beat at. Like, if we had beefs and we knew that we were all good at GoldenEye, that was it. We would be like, okay, let's meet up at this person's house. We're gonna pick up the controller. And, you know, the last man standing wins. Like that was legit. Like how we settled our game beefs. If we were like mad at somebody, we were like, okay, let's go pick up GoldenEye. That was it. Like that was the ultimate. Like I think still to this day. If you were to say like the top 10 I'll say like the top 10 shooting games of all time, that's for sure on the list. There's that's gonna be like GoldenEye is not top 10 of all time. Like that was the game.
That was also the time.
That was the game.
That was also the time of waiting your turn to play with your friend. Like, oh, loser gets last, you know.
That was the king rules right
That was the king rules. Yeah, the 4 players. That was the now. What are they got like 50-man freaking lobbies and stuff now?
Need to submit a new one then.
No, but GoldenEye in today's age on today's consoles would just fucking kill it. Or, and I don't foresee this happening. They spoil it because that happens a lot. We have to remember that happens a lot with current video game companies and video game things, aka EA Games ruining things.
Making money now.
Yeah.
That's all of it.
So my thing is don't fucking ruin GoldenEye because that would piss off more than anyone that you couldn't even put a number on how many people that would upset. So, and I think they know that. So if whoever filed this GoldenEye trademark, if it does mean a new video game, I hope it's amazing because it has to be so good as to be able to compare to what happened over 20 years ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt like having a new GoldenEye game come out because I could easily see that going on like the Switch.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I could easily see that going on the Switch. And
that would make a kill.
Them coming out with another one of those like guns that they had like back.
Yeah.
But they fit the little Switch controller.
Yeah, you could use a Switch controller. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. Happening.
I think it'd be amazing. Some comments in the chat we have catching up. Easy KH, he says GoldenEye is the GOAT. Under Fire was dope too. It was called Agent Under Fire. Yeah, I remember that one. Agent Under Fire.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that was awesome. Great game.
Yeah.
But yeah, GoldenEye would be awesome. So moving on to a little bit more of a lighter topic. A game lounge opened up in Detroit, and I think it's hysterical. They called it Playa versus Playa. And I guess, and just like how we were sitting here talking, the old couch style gaming has made its return now to going out now instead of going to somebody's house like Duke was talking about earlier. Now you're going out to this lounge, Playa versus Playa, and playing video games with your buddies, with your boys, with whoever you want, really.
Yeah, we have in Vegas just something very similar to that too. Player One gaming bar.
Well, Player One actually here in Orlando, we did a feature piece for them here in Orlando. It was awesome. They're a great place, yeah.
This is a franchise?
I guess maybe here in Vegas is what I understand, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice because it's like now you have a reason like to go out. Like there's parts where you're like, man, I kind of just want to stay in game, but then I kind of want to drink or something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all there. It's just all in one. Like Player One, you literally just pay to get in, and you have free reign to the game. So of course you just got to pay for your food and drinks, but it's free reign of the game. And it's just like, man, like some place where you can literally chill. You're still out and about, but then you're still in that mood where you're like, I just want to play games or whatever. It's right there. Like I think it's awesome. That's smart. So whoever came up with that idea in general, that's genius.
I think it's cool, it gets people out of the house, it gets people away from, like we were talking about, that 50-man lobbies and bring it back to things that, that we'd like to do when the social communal part of gaming. What do you feel, Griffin?
Man, this is where I think the community gets a little divided here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against LAN parties because I remember going over to my buddy's house when I was a kid.
LAN parties.
The Xbox, before you had Xbox Live, and then, you're a little kid, you can't afford Xbox Live, you ain't got nothing, you ain't got no money, and your parents are like, that's a waste of fucking money, we ain't doing that. So you just go over to your fucking friend's house and you jump on that extra Xbox controller and you get your ass whooped in Halo 2 in a LAN party, so... I've been in LAN parties before. I loved them when I was a kid growing up. Still at the same time, I remember the first time that I got onto Xbox Live playing, I think I played Halo 3 on Xbox Live. Either that or SOCOM. And I literally jumped on and I said, dude, why have I not been doing this? This is like one of the greatest inventions ever. I can play with other people around the world and I can meet new people. And I was like, dude, I have so many friends all over the damn world. Dude, I have people in Japan. I have people in New York. I have people just everywhere in the world that are like friends. Now, fast forward to this a few years, right? To our current time, I don't have that much more fan base because, the people grow up and they do better things. They don't want to play as much and whatnot. And it's kind of sad because you made friendships with these people. Don't get me wrong, just because it's the internet don't mean they're just not your friendships.
That's right, yeah.
In school, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go play with my man Joe. Like me and Joe, I play with Joe. If he's listening somewhere, then shout out to Joe. But I played with Joe for like 7 years, dude. We'd play Halo, everything from Halo. And I met him. He was from New York, dude. I followed his life. We were friends on Facebook, everything, right? And I haven't played with Joe in like 3 or 4 years. So it's that aspect at the end, like, you got to move on. But I still like the idea of having that LAN party. If you have friends, work friends, friends that surround your community, you got to just go like, hey, what you want to do tonight? Let's go out and just go straight to a fucking little LAN party club and just beat the shit out of each other in a video game. I like that idea.
I didn't think about it that way, Griff. A LAN party club, but that's essentially what they're doing. Yeah,
exactly. I think them in Japan. The internet cafes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Same style. Yeah, same thing. And also on the military bases too, they had you could go hang out at the MWR facility and you do the same thing. Grab the Xboxes, but and sit right next to each other. So I think it's an awesome idea. I think it's a great social thing. I'd love to go have one in at least every major city. That'd be awesome. So Detroit Playa versus Playa, check it out if you're over in that area. So we talked a little bit earlier about Xbox. We're going to move on now to talk about Xbox. They said this week, and they threw a little shade, it seemed, at Nintendo and Sony. They were talking about that they are focusing on preservation of their games, and they're wondering why Sony and PlayStation aren't doing the same. And they said that Xbox said, why wouldn't we want to appreciate the stuff from the past? Why we want to have backwards compatibility. We want to have younger generation fans play games that were around when they weren't. They are focusing on preservation, and it's always been a fight with Sony, definitely with Sony, about backwards compatibility. Even when they said they're going to do it, it never happened. And then they came out with that fucking PlayStation Now thing that Griffin loves so much. I'm just kidding, he hates it. But I think this is really good. This is another good step in the direction of like they said, preserving the good timing of gaming and history. How do you feel, Duke?
Oh man, look, this definitely been, I guess you could say, wars, and I can't even say consoles, because Sony and Microsoft have been beefing for years, like a whole century. Like even they did back to when Microsoft was first hot and stuff, and they were coming out with shit. Like Microsoft was taking over the internet, and then Sony's doing their stuff, and Microsoft was like, well, we could do that too. Then once Microsoft hops in, they start butting heads, like. So my thing is, yeah, like I agree. Like, why wouldn't you have, I want you want younger generations, to experience what we did when we were growing up. Experience the tough games that we struggled with growing up.
Right.
They, I guess they're called like Gen Z or whatever. Why wouldn't you want them, going back and playing like San Andreas, experiencing those hard like missions that made us rage quit or made us put the controller down and go take a lap or something, like, or why wouldn't you? It's just, I don't know, but I get where Xbox come from, and especially with this developers mode stuff, and not that many people know about it too. So it's just like, man, like Xbox is really coming up. But on top of that though, PlayStation is trying to do their whole little backwards compatibility. They're trying to do what we're already doing.
That's right.
Now don't get me wrong. Like I was a PlayStation player before I was an Xbox, and I switched over. A, because the controllers are bigger for my hands and stuff, and B, because
Duke's a big guy.
So it's just what for me is just like I don't really necessarily care about the console wars. Like I like what I like. I like Xbox, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be a console war. Like Sony's gonna do whatever they can to get more money than Xbox, and then shove it in our face like, hey, we're making more money and stuff like that. Like okay, for instance, they got all their exclusives with their games and stuff, which I don't mind. You know, they are being greedy a little bit because I be wanting to play some Spider-Man as well.
Right.
But it's like, you know, I don't know. It's just, I think it's like a pride thing, you know. We're Xbox, we're chilling. Yeah, we may say our comments here and there, but overall, we're just chilling. We're just trying to make sure everybody has a good time and stuff. And you can tell that Sony is all about money because they're trying to beat not just Xbox. Sony is trying to beat Microsoft, period. Because if you think about it, Microsoft is taking over a lot of stuff. Like, if you think about it, whenever we're using our computer and stuff, what are we mainly using? Like, even in school and stuff, what apps are we mainly using? We're mainly using Microsoft Office app. There is no Sony apps.
Yeah.
Think about computers that we used to use. They were
Microsoft. Yeah.
Microsoft. So it's like we're not. Microsoft isn't losing because regardless of the Xbox, they don't really care. Regardless of the Xbox, they're still making a lot more doing other stuff.
They're doing all right. The flight simulator just came out recently. Very popular. Very popular.
And on top of that, like, you could tell that Sony is a little sour about that. Like, think about this. Sony just bought the hottest fighting game tournament ever, Evo.
Mm-hmm.
They just bought it out. So that's how you know that they're trying to, like, still trying to keep up. If Sony was destroying Microsoft, they wouldn't need to be doing that.
No.
So that's just my thing. But I don't know. I just don't like the console world now. We like what we like. The granddaddy of them all is still Nintendo. So, you know.
I'd agree with you there. Yeah, Nintendo's always be king. It'll be hard to dethrone them in any kind of way. But Griffin, I think what we were talking to kind of continue what we were talking about last week. This just kind of furthers the untapped, unlimited market that Xbox is able to continue to use and use in the future. And because, like I said earlier, there's just so much stuff that happened before 2010 that was just amazing when it came to, especially to Xbox games.
So, I know y'all said Nintendo. PlayStation, man. Look, I'm about in the same boat as Duke, man. Like, I was raised on a PlayStation 1, raised on a PlayStation 2. I convinced my dad to get an Xbox 360.
Yeah,
right?
I got the 360 too, yeah.
Because of Halo. Literally, I told you many times, the only reason I got an Xbox 360 over a PS3 was because of Halo.
Because of Halo, yep.
That was it. And I played the fuck out of an Xbox 360. You know how many rings of death I've gotten? It must be double digits, dude. I just send that shit in there every other month. But they lost. Sony lost in PS3. Sony lost in. I'm already going to say that they lost in PS5. I don't fucking. To me, PS5s don't even exist right now. There's no way.
And we were talking that before. I might have. I've given up. I just need to get the regular Xbox, the new Xbox, and man, I think.
But to the main point is, dude, y'all hit it on the nail of the dime, dude. Microsoft owns Xbox. Microsoft started with PCs.
Yes, they did.
Fucking beat a PC. There's no way. Like, no, there's no way. The content available to a PC, a personal computer, is just unlimited.
No.
You're limited through consoles. You're limited in an Xbox, you're limited in a PlayStation, you're limited in a Nintendo. But a PC, that's where everything's built from. You're not going to win against a PC. And Microsoft's already got that in the bag. So I agree with y'all 100% on that. So Microsoft really ain't got to do shit to win. Because so what if they lose against Xbox and PS5? They're still putting out software. You know, most of the damn operating systems that you're working on is Windows. You're working on Windows right now. I'm literally on Windows 10, right?
Yeah.
You know, what's competing with Windows? Linux and all that? So Microsoft ain't got shit to worry about.
They'll be all right.
Sony, they need to step their fucking game up because the only reason I like console wars is because it makes the product better. It makes them have to do better. And if Sony wants to keep up, I wouldn't say necessarily buy into like the Evo or something like that. I would say improve your damn product, get it out to more clients and get it out to more
maybe
customers.
Get some PlayStation 5s out there for us to buy and purchase.
I'm I'm really giving up. I literally do not care to get a PS5 anytime soon. So I'm just like, whatever, dude.
The hype is over for me.
Exactly. And the only reason I want a PlayStation 5 is to play Ratchet and Clank, and if Duke is over here telling me I can use development mode on an Xbox and I play Ratchet and Clank, it's over, dude. I'm just getting fucking Xbox.
And it's almost, we're coming up pretty close to a year of when they said the PlayStation 5 was going to be available. Almost a year now, and in November it'll be a whole year. We're probably still not going to see PlayStations on the shelves in November. Probably. I'm saying it now.
Fucking time for consoles. Like,
yes.
If they, I don't know who was in charge of this whole entire product management, whatnot.
Figure it out.
They should have known. We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
You should have seen this coming.
Technology you have right now. You should have been processing so much to get it out to everybody. Because guess what? That's not only going to boost your sales, that's going to boost all the revenue you're generating off of game sales. Because guess what? We really still can't go out that much.
No.
There's still restrictions in place. And most of the people, like one of our topics tonight, was that video games are helping with the coronavirus boredom, right?
Good segue there, Griff. That was good.
Exactly. So the thing is they messed up in the very beginning. They should have been producing these by the millions just to fucking get it out to us.
Yeah.
And that would have just, I think would have made a better gaming environment for everyone, because everybody right now is mad at Sony for you can't even get a fucking PS5. Meanwhile, Microsoft, dude, you can go out and probably could go to Walmart right now and get an Xbox.
Microsoft is killing it. They're doing well. And they've come out of the gate swinging of this second console war, and they've just continued to prove in this short little amount of time that the Xbox has been out that it's doing a lot better. And, you know, like you said, you could go to Walmart right now and purchase one if you could. And it's just not the same for the PlayStation 5. But Griffin mentioned that topic. Yeah, doctors and other people are to cure boredom. They're saying, why don't you all try some video games? And there are a lot of people they're recommending trying some educational games to keep you entertained, keep your brain sharp, stuff like that. Basically, and a lot of this was like, how do we get our kids, people around the house? They're just doing, they're laying around the house. They're bored. They're running out of things to do. Video games. There's so much to do on video games right now, especially free video games. There's so much to do, so much content to play. The Game Pass. You've got. Nintendo's got a lot of free stuff on the Switch. You've got, even alone, you could be on Animal Crossing all day long if you have a Switch. You could be on anything, Warzone, a free game. All you need is a PC, a computer, a console, anything. There's so much to do right now. So it doesn't surprise me, Duke, when they went ahead and said that, this is the key to boredom is video games. That makes me so happy as a video game guy.
Yeah, honestly, they're just like, we know we told y'all this pandemic's gonna last about a month, but here's some change in, so here's some fucking video games. Go ahead and play them.
Now, on top of that, though, like as you were mentioning, doctors were talking about it. It helps. Like I was recently a part of the community. We call it like the Gentleman's Club, and it was just a group of people who were cool with each other and stuff. And there was times when we were going through rough stuff. Like the pub really helped me, especially too. Like whenever I was going through stuff, I had people to play games with, whatever. Or if I'd be like, hey guys, having a bad time, and be like, all right, now hop on, let's play some, let's get your frustration out, and let's talk about it. It's easier to hop on the game and stuff and play something and take your mind off. It's a nice escape to take your mind off of stuff that's going on in the world and stuff. You're playing and you're just into the game, and then next thing you know, it's just out of your mind, and you feel that relief and stuff too. So there's a lot of people that are just man, I don't like video games, or there'll be girlfriends or boyfriends I don't like you playing games like that, but then you don't realize that there's a deeper story beyond that than just us playing, And as well, shout out to Gentleman's Pub and shout out to Revolt Squad as well too. And it's just there's a connection. You end up finding friends that are much better friends than what you have in person on the Xbox or on PlayStation or anything like that. So I definitely think that helps. It's a personal escape for people. It's definitely helps me a lot. Every time I be on the game so much, I run up the internet bill and stuff like that. But it's just it's just that escape that you need. And like after I play, like I feel so much better. Like I can actually sleep at night and stuff like that too. Especially if I'm going through stuff, you know. Or if I just need like if I'm just stressing about work or stressing about like resting or whatever, like I can get on or talk about my day and stuff, you know. And it's with people that ain't gonna judge you, you know. And
Everyone's there to have fun. Yeah, everyone's there to have a good time. And and like you said, it's that great escape. You put a nail on the head, you know, because you could be sitting inside safe at home, doing your own thing, having a good time, hanging out with friends still socially, and not having to worry about some of the nonsense that's happening outside your front door, you know.
Exactly.
Griffin, I know this year alone has been a big thing for gaming for you as well. How do you feel about that as well?
Along with the gaming, man, like the video game, there's good and bad at video games. I told y'all this many a times when we first started doing streams. Dude, when I was a teenager, man, I missed out on so many opportunities. And like one of my main ones, dude, is I should have played the fuck out of sports. And fucking from high school, I should have played the fuck out of sports. But I didn't because I was encapsulated in video games, dude. I wasted so much time. And I won't say I'm contradicting myself here. I won't say I totally wasted it because I met a lot of, like I said, I met Joe on there, dude. Me and Joe, he's still on my fucking Facebook.
Good buddies,
dude.
yeah.
Dude, I met a lot of good friends, a lot of good people, and like a lot of good fucking networking. Like this is weird, but you can network through a fucking console. Like I don't know if you guys know this or not, but people got jobs out there, and you playing with fucking adults. You just start asking them shit and stuff like that. They taught me how to like go through engineering school. They even they got me interested into electrical engineering. And so back to the main point is, dude, like I wasted a lot of time. I should have did a little bit more, but I don't totally regret it because it is who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that. And
It's a big party, right?
Yeah, a different story. I will be playing a sport. But as far right now, dude, there ain't nothing else to do. Yeah, you can go out. You got these restrictions. Some places are open, some places are not. If you're bored, turn your fucking console on, man, and just play with somebody.
Have a good time, yeah.
It's not hard to do. I totally agree with Duke here. I tell my girlfriend this all the time. I'm like, yeah, the only reason I play is because, I don't have, like, my friends are mostly away from me. So my interaction with my friends and my dad is I just play with them. I play video games with them and just fuck around with them for a little bit. And that's usually what I do just to get my mind off things. You go to a different place, you go to a different escape. You really do escape. Like you don't think about.
You forget that you're in your living room.
Right. You just think about what you're doing in the damn video game. And it's like a little piece on earth. I mean, sorry. But there is a such thing as, to me, there is, in my opinion, there is a such thing as too much. You still have to get some shit done,
Right,
and
right.
I should have learned that way back when I was a kid, but I learned it now. But don't get me wrong, I still play the fuck out of video games. Probably a little bit too much still, but, I'm starting to learn a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's great to see that, such a good community is, and things have really been so positive for video games this year, on top of spending, on top of communities coming together, on top of new content creators, people Twitch streaming. It's just been really great for video games, and it's just been awesome to see that that's been the hero out of this whole thing. And it really has. The numbers are there. Billions of dollars made. So, and we had another topic tonight we don't have too much time to talk about, but, investors are coming to video game companies now more. They're seeing the light on esports. They're seeing a light on regular distribution of video games. They're seeing the light on what it possibly means to make a really good video game and the amount of money that's needed to be able to produce something, and it's awesome to see that has been the shining light through the pandemic.
Hey, real quick, I want to visit something, just real quick. So way back in like the early 2000s, right? There was these studies coming out telling parents, limit your child's video game, limit your child's video game time, all this stuff, right? But you fast forward, some odd teen years. Look where we're at. They already came out with studies saying video games have made you smarter and whatnot. If you look up on the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, electrical engineering, networking, IT, all that is a growing community because we're going towards a digital age. And, AJ, you've been in Tokyo, you've been in Japan, you've seen what they're like. They're very technological and they're very advanced. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen in our market and our economy right now, is that we're going to a very digitalized age. And so I think video games is a great way to get into it, because you learn a lot about electronics. You learn, like, and, you know, you might think I'm a little fucking crazy for saying this. You do learn about electronics. You do learn about, like, I didn't know what a fucking hard drive was, but I now know what a hard drive was when I started playing. You know, I understand how it works and whatnot. So I think it's a great stepping stone for kids and whatnot to get into, because they learn. Like, you learn through a fucking video game. That's point blank, period.
It's true. You do. And there's educational games too. Serious gaming, all kinds of stuff is out there, you know. But and then finally, guys, that is all of our topics for tonight. But, you know, just quick, our quick topic that we throw in there at the end of the night. Nerf is making video game blasters, like, you know, Nerf toys.
Like they used to.
They used to. They're bringing that stuff back. Some new stuff's coming out, so look forward to that. And I think that's really cool. But our top 5 segment of the week, Duke and Griffin, is the top 5 indie games that you've played and enjoyed. Recommend. We say I wanted to do that because, like we said, Duke is an indie star in Vegas and hopefully coming into the professional scene. You know, the big shows, whether it be AEW, WWE, anything like that. We wish the best for you. So before we get started on our top 5, Duke, the floor is yours for whatever you'd like to say and shout out anything like that.
Yes, I'll make it very quick. I don't want to take too much of your time, but shout out to Remote Squad. That is my new gaming group that I personally made as up and coming as well. So shout out to them, Remote Squad. We had a few of them in the chat earlier with Easy Cage, JB Serve, Hit Machine. So shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all been huge supporters of me too, man. So thank you, much love for that. Shout out to y'all too, man. Like the opportunity of even being on here, like, you know, and chatting and talking about stuff like this, you know, and not just this, but also with wrestling, you know, and that's also like helping me grow as well. So that's much big shout out to y'all too, and big shout out to Jeremy as well, Mr. Jeremy AT. And shout out to Versus Pro Wrestling. That's my home for pro wrestling. You know, and definitely check me out on Twitch under Laceration with the 3 instead of the E. And it's not a cut, it's a laceration. Thing on right there. So, but yeah, that's it right there. I gotta shut up.
There he is. Anything for you, Griffin, for the week? Anything last for you?
No, I'm just stay safe out there.
Yeah. So, guys, the top 5. Griffin, why don't you start us off with your number 5 for the week? The top 5 indie games. What do you like?
Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be a hard one for me. Hard one, but easy one, because I play the mainstream indie games. I'm gonna say Among Us.
I do too. Among Us. Yeah, there it is. That was someone was gonna say it. Yeah.
I saw it coming, but I'm like, man, I hope it doesn't take it.
Among Us, though, yeah, it took the world by storm. What a game, huh?
I know, dude. It's just because it rose so quickly, so popular.
Very popular.
It's a game that you realize, like, your true, like, how your friends are. Like, they're colors.
Manipulation 101 is Among Us.
Yeah.
Now, Duke, how about you? What's your number 5? Or was it also Among Us?
It was Among Us, but I can think of different ones. I'm going to say, there's a game on Xbox. I don't know if this is on PlayStation, but it's called Gang Beasts.
Yeah, Gang Beasts, yeah.
It's so fun and it's hilarious.
Yep.
Bad dog people. So fun. So fun.
That's a good one, yeah. I remember. I like watching streamers play that one, too.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me, that would have to be, it's a game called Inside. A little game. They came out the Epic Game Store last year. I really enjoyed it. Like you're running forward, very quiet game too. Got to focus on puzzles. I really enjoyed that one. Number 4 for you, Mr. Griffin.
I'm gonna say Cuphead.
Yeah, great game too.
It is hard. Like
quite the story.
One of the hardest games I ever played. It's so annoying, but yeah, it's very addictive because you want to see how good you can get at the damn game.
Something that, you know, you wouldn't think what that game is with the title and the art and the cartoon, exactly. Right?
They got a fucking cereal box at GameStop that you can buy for this damn game.
Yep, that is true. Number 4 for you, Duke.
I'm gonna take one of the obvious one, Fall Guys.
Hey, that was one of mine too.
Fall Guys for sure.
Yeah.
That one right there is that and Among Us really just blew up.
Fall Guys was too fun, man, especially in the beginning. Too fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a good community game too.
They're making seasons of this damn game still.
They are, yeah. I told you that was going to happen, Griffin. I told you they were going to keep going.
You're right, dude. You're right. There's seasons on every game now, man.
Number 4 for me, guys. That would have to be The Wolf Among Us. I really enjoyed that one when it came out. Cool storyline. I liked the whole werewolf thing, the detective, the cartoon. You could even play that on the phone, I think. The Wolf Among Us. Number 3 for you, Griffin.
Stardew Valley.
Hey.
That's good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Why do you like that one?
Game you can play it on your phone right now.
What do you like about that? I want to know that game particularly.
Just the aspect of all the different traits and everything, dude. Like, it was a really thought out game. You can farm, you can build relationships, you can fish. There's a lot of things you can do on it.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Diversity.
Steroids, man.
Yeah. That's a lot of people said that one. Number 3 for you, Laceration.
I'm going with this game called I don't want to butcher this, but I think it's like Henua Hellblade or something like that.
Oh, Hellblade, Sensua's Sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an amazing game too. Whew, I couldn't get through it. The voices and it was too real for me. I had to,
Yo, it like even the graphics too. I was impressed with that.
Beautiful graphics. That one's got revered for a lot of good rewards too, and it's been kept going. If you have the opportunity to play that, I highly recommend that one. Number 3. What were we on? Number 3. Number 3 for me would be Super Hot. And I love Super Hot VR. Great game. What I particularly love about Super Hot VR, the game plays when you move. So if you're standing completely still, the game is paused. If you move in VR, the game starts playing. So it's like the Matrix on steroids a little bit. And you can also play it with a PC without a VR headset too, is what I found out. I think on some of the other consoles as well.
You can't play PlayStation. I know you can.
Yeah. Griffin, number 2 for you.
Oh man, y'all gotta talk about this one, dude. Octodad.
Octodad,
man. Listen, the one main thing I like about indie games is the fucking hilarity of it. You tell me I can be an octopus and a dad and have to fucking run around with tentacles and do random ass. It's funny.
Octopus and a dad.
Octodad.
Oh man. Number 2 for you, Duke.
I got one good one. I'm saving for the number 1 spot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say Warface.
Okay.
Warface. I liked it because it wasn't like it's a Call of Duty where you just like run, slide,
run. Yeah.
It was strategic. You had to play as a team if you were to even beat even the co-op missions. Like it was very realistic. You had to stick to a class and you had to play that role.
You had to pay attention, yeah.
You have to word to rock. You have to know your role. Like this is what it was. You were playing like a medic. You literally had to be that medic or whatever, help revive people. So like when people were down or incapacitated or whatever, like you literally had to defibrillator, and then
you gotta hit them. Yep.
And it was nice. Like I think that game was underrated. I
think it's a good time. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. One of the better free to plays I think in a long time.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me, that's gonna have to be the Untitled Goose Game. The puzzles, man, just the brilliant puzzles. Brilliant puzzles.
Do that game, man.
It's like it's hard to explain what that game is, but it's great. I love it.
I can tell you right now, it's about being a goose and doing goose shit.
Just doing goose stuff and puzzles and everything. All right, Griffin, bring us home. Number 1 for you.
Minecraft.
Hey.
Minecraft, dude. You get shit. I ain't gotta say too much about it, dude. Best selling indie game of all time, dude. It started as a low startup company. It made fucking a killing. And that game is super fucking addictive.
And now probably will go down in history as probably the top 5 best games in all of video game history. Number 1 for you, Duke.
So this game, I literally played. I was playing the beta of it because the official game hasn't really came out yet.
Okay.
But I've been so hooked on it ever since they dropped the beta, and I've been bugging my friends about like, "Hey man, let's go out and play this game." They got so irritated. They're like, "Dude, just shut up." Knockout City.
Okay.
Knockout City, like it's like a dodgeball game. It's 3v3 dodgeball game.
Okay.
And, so you get different types of ball. Like one of them is a normal one, then another one is called a sniper ball. It goes, if you hold it down long, release it, it's really fast. Like it's a way to actually you have to play as a team. If you get separated, you'll get picked off easily. But it's super fun, man. Like super fun. And like, I'm probably about to get after the video. I'm probably about to get on and talk to my friends. Like, hey man, let's go play some.
Everybody get together, yeah.
You just have to watch the gameplay. Like, it's so good, man. And I'm excited for it to come out. I mean,
where can you play that one right now? The beta.
It's cross-platform.
Okay,
so
cool.
Literally, you can play it on PC. You can play it on Xbox, which it's just super fun. And y'all definitely have to try it, man. It's so fun.
Sounds addicting.
It is.
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of it and stuff, you're like, oh, I can do this. It's so fun. So fun.
For me, my number 1 for the top 5 indie games would have to be Retromania Wrestling. Just recently came out. The sequel to WrestleFest. It's cool. It's arcadey. It's fun. It took a while to come out, but I'm glad it did. It's a good time.
I have yet to play that, but I've been watching people. Shaggy from my faction, he's been playing it on his Twitch, so I've just been watching him play it and stuff like that. You know, it's really dope. It brings back that arcade feel.
Yeah.
It's better graphics, like the better arcade graphics that you want, but it's still dope, man.
It's been a lot of fun, yeah.
That's better than WWE 2K.
You heard it there. That's what he said. Well, guys, that is our top 5 segment. That is all of our topics. Duke and Griffin, it's been awesome sitting down with you guys. One of the best episodes we've had in a long time. Great topics. It's been great getting to know you and your video game stuff, Duke, and everything with professional wrestling. We'd love to have you by again and keep talking the news with us. It's a good time. Griffin, anything for you?
No, the hell, man. Stay safe and enjoy video games.
Well, guys, we're going to cut over to our shout-outs. This episode and more is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and pretty much wherever you can find the podcast. All you have to do is search Gamer Interrupted on Google. We'll be there. And thank you, of course, to ROE Gaming Havelock in North Carolina, Hybrid ATX Summer Camp in Houston, the Orlando Wizard here in Orlando. Check out his YouTube channel, modernprogramming.com, where they are on Apple Store. Our buddy Chris DeWeese, Anti-Pong. Check out his game. I think it's like $2 or $3 on the Apple Store. Fit and Prep Food Delivery here in Orlando. If you are looking for a new delivery service to your door, great food, great prices. We're going to be doing some more shout-outs for them. Look forward to that. They're just great, man. They're wonderful food delivery, and they're going nationwide soon. Thanks to the Tag Out Podcast and everybody over Fair Kings Productions. Shout out to Jeremy AT. He'll be with me tomorrow night on my Twitch, AJ East Coast. And you can follow myself at _AJ East Coast on everything. Head on over to etgactual.com to read some articles. And thank you guys for the new follows tonight. I believe I'll read them off right now. Thank you so much to the Cloud Chasers, JB Saraf, Easy KH, and Hitman or Hit Machine CJ. Thank you so much for the new follows. I really appreciate that, guys. And like I said, subscribe to this podcast, Apple, Amazon, Spotify. All you have to do is search ETG Actual. And also shout out to Floppy and the Sleepy Planet. Looking forward to that game whenever it comes out. Our game developer, Remy Crespo, you can hear that interview here as well. And of course, thank you, all of us at Enter the Gamer Actual, for your continued support and everything from then on. That is it, guys, and next week we'll be back with some more news, and just keep staying tuned for our streams, and make sure you head on over to Duke's Twitch stream. It's twitch.tv/laceration with the 3 instead of an E. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's
Yes,
not a
sir.
cut, it's laceration.
Not a cut, it's a laceration. We like that. Well, we've sat down here at Game Interrupted with Big Duke, with Laceration, with Griffin, 3210. Guys, my name is AJ East Coast, and I have been your host, and we will see you again next week. Thank you all for joining me.